Hello, everybody. Welcome to our CakeFu Master Series. I'm Amelia Carbine, your host, and today we have a really great guest. She is super talented and just a sweet person, too. I had the chance to meet Faye about a couple months ago now when we went to Cake Fest in Louisiana. It was really a fun event, and it was really fun to get to know Faye a little bit. So welcome, Faye Cahill. I just found out how to pronounce your last name the right way. So,
hi, Amelia.
hi.
Yeah, it's very common. Hardly anyone knows how to pronounce it, but yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, we are so glad that you're here, and we're just excited to get to learn a little bit from you. For those of you guys that don't know Faye, she is spectacular at piping and layering things, embellishments. She does have a Craftsy class out. It's called Layered Embellishments. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, layered embellishments, 12 stunning techniques.
Yeah, and so just a heads up, you guys, we are going to be doing a giveaway of her class at the end of the training, so make sure you stick with us. And for those of you that are interested in her class, which I highly recommend, you can find a discount for her class at this link. It's CakeFu.com/Faye Cahill. And that is where you can go to get a nice discount on her Craftsy class. And again, make sure you stick around to the end because you might have a chance to win her class, which would be really wonderful. It's a really, really great class. So yeah, Faye, let's talk about you a little bit, about how you started into cake decorating.
Yeah, well, I've been doing cakes for a really long time. I started in my early 20s, so that was way back in the early 90s in Sydney. I studied an art degree straight out of high school, and I grew up in the country, moved to the city too, and while I was studying, I worked in cake shops just after I finished my degree. I started doing a little bit of work in the kitchen, and I found that I really enjoyed it. So I did start a pastry apprenticeship, but fairly early on I got more into the decorating, so that's really what I specialize in. And I also got into the wedding side of things fairly early on, so I've been doing that for a long time, and that's been my specialty. My current business has been running for 8 years.
You have a really great demonstration for us today, and we're going to just jump right into it. I know that Faye is a very busy person, and we're gonna get right through this today. So go ahead, Faye, and you can go ahead and explain what it is that you're teaching, and just take it from here.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a bit about colouring and arranging flowers on cake. So what I'm going to demo today is the kind of techniques that we use often. So in our wedding work, we're using like really beautiful colour washes over our flowers, and I'm going to demonstrate how what I do is paler tones for the wedding work. And we start with white flowers, so it works with our production as well to make our flowers in white and then colour them up afterwards. But I also really like the effect of this colouring technique because it gives really subtle tones, and I feel like it's very soft and pretty. It's similar to a watercolour, I guess. So it's not as flat as mixing the colour into the flower before you make it. So what I have here, just let me know if you can't see what I'm working on. So I have a bunch of our flowers here. So here they are in white, and I'm going to start by demoing the colour wash technique. I also already have a few coloured up here. So this one I've done a brown base on there, and I'm going to show you the second stage of that, which is dusting into the middle. But what we have here is prepared with the color wash technique. You do need to let it dry before we dust into the center. Because we're using a high grade of alcohol, it dries really quickly, but you definitely need to make sure it's dry before we do the second stage, otherwise the powder's going to clump up.
I just want to show a picture of some of these amazing cakes that are in your Craftsy class. That I know that you just do the most beautiful, amazing cakes, and I just love
thank
them.
you.
Oh, I love them. These are the cakes that she teaches in her Craftsy class. Just amazingly gorgeous. And the class that you taught at Cake Fest, I saw your little display piece. It was amazing, just stunning. The front cake right here. The front cake is the one I think my all-time favorite. I just love that lacy look, and just the added on top of to make it just so dimensional and so beautiful.
It was one of my personal favorites, so that's why I designed the Craftsy cake around that.